Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy RedCloud. Today I've got some of the best add-ons that you can get in hardcore classic WoW. This also applies for regular classic as well. So if you're just playing classic WoW, this video could definitely help you guys out. And this is going to be perfect for you guys who are new to World of Warcraft and just started playing hardcore, especially with all the hype that's been going on with OnlyFans and Tyler 1. But this is also going to be a great video for you guys if you're a veteran or you just need maybe a change up with your UI or some helpful add-ons that you may not know about. If it's your first time here at the channel, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more content like this, as I make videos like this all the time. Lately, we've been covering the 20th anniversary event that's been going on in World of Warcraft retail. However, I want to step into some hardcore content as I've been really enjoying hardcore lately. So be sure to like the video, subscribe for more content, and also come check me out. I'm live on Twitch every single day. I'd seriously love to meet you guys. All right, guys, so really quick, let's go over what's going on here on the screen. So this is a baseline UI. This is pretty much the standard UI that you get when you log into World of Warcraft for the first time, minus the fact that I've got some bars set up here and my target frame and portrait frame are moved from the top part here on the map. So what I'm going to go over first is an add-on that is going to essentially change the way the bars are set up. So that add-on is called Bartender 4. And what I'm going to do throughout the video, by the way, is I'm going to compile these and show you guys how it would look once you've had these add-ons installed. So I'll pretty much show you guys what my UI looks like at the end of this video. All right, guys, so this is Bartender 4. So Bartender 4, you can open up the add-on settings right here to open it up. But this is what it does for us. See how it has a layered stack action bar? That's what I have set up for mine. And pretty much super simple to do and very high quality of life stuff, because quite frankly, having your action bars all set up, all spread out, can sometimes make it a little bit more confusing to know where your buttons are. Even if you may have keybinds for everything, it does make it so it's less consolidated. And what Bartender 4 can do is make it consolidated for you. You don't have to have it set up this way at all. What you can do is you can change a whole bunch of presets by typing /BT4 in the chat. And then you can change the presets. So you can have the regular Blizzard interface. You could have 2 bars wide, 3 bars stacked, or a full reset. I have it set on full reset, but I have some things edited on my own. So as you can see here, there's a UI error, but that's only because I was messing with some settings earlier. There are a few ways that you can make things horizontal. You can even resize the way things look as well. So this is bar 4. You can see here it says bar 4. You can change the scale of things, right? Make them smaller, make them bigger. I have this one set smaller because it's just off to my side. So I don't need this to be super obnoxious. It's got profession skills, a Hearthstone, and then that's it. Then you can also have your button grid, so you can see the backdrop where you have stuff. You can hide macro text, hide hotkey text. You can hide the equip border. You can also hide the art. You can also remove or just resize your XP bar. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. You can change how your bag bar looks. You can change the micro menu. You can change the location of where that is. Whole bunch of stuff that you can do that makes it a super amazing add-on, where honestly, if you never installed another add-on and you only installed Bartender 4, this would be a fantastic choice for most people in general. Most people in general would just be more than comfortable with just Bartender 4, because it is just such a high quality of life add-on that allows you to do so many things. And then if you wanted to, let's say, lock BT4, all you do is type BT4 lock. So if I open this up again, I can also switch to keybind mode, which literally just I hover over something, press escape to clear it, and then it has no current binds. And then all you do is you press the button that you want to bind it, and that's it. And you can even have character specific keybinds in case you have other classes or other characters that you're using. So like I said, Bartender 4, fantastic add-on. Definitely one of my favorite add-ons that I've been using for God knows how long. I have no clue, but it is one that I very much enjoy, and I definitely do suggest using Bartender 4. All right, guys, so this next add-on is going to be Bagnon. I will have to say that there is a little bit of hesitancy with me recommending this one. I sometimes don't use it, and I sometimes do. The reason why I'm going to say sometimes is because I will only use this add-on if I am pretty much in a safe place where like I'm in a main city, I'm using on an alt or something like that. The reason why I say this is because Bagnon, what it does is it pretty much consolidates all your bags, shows you how much gold you have on other characters, shows you your bank, shows you all that good stuff all in one. I'm gonna load it up here to show you guys, because this is what it looks like without it. You press B, right? You press B and it loads up your bags, but it doesn't load up all of them. It doesn't open all of them up at the same time, unless you bind it some way. So this is what Bagnon does, all right? Bagnon consolidates everything, all right? So even though this looks fantastic, it's really nice. I love it. It can let you combine your gold into a total amount so you know what is going on. Sometimes, God forbid, sometimes Bagnon may crash for some reason. And if for some reason the item that you need to survive, let's say you're playing hardcore WoW, is inside your bag, it will literally say like a UI add-on has failed or something like that, and it will not let you click that item in your inventory because of the add-on. So this is why I suggest, if you want to do this, you can. I've seen people die because their Bagnon add-on has failed. So I just don't want that to be the case with you guys, obviously. But if you're comfortable with it, if you have keybinds for your potions like you should, then you wouldn't have to go into your bag space anyway. And honestly, realistically, in-game you shouldn't be doing that anyway, but I'm just saying that it does happen, and I know some players do play that way, and that's okay. But just wanted to give that quick disclaimer. Bagnon, fantastic add-on, definitely a super high quality of life add-on in Classic, because man, the bags and the way they're divvied up just suck. It really does just suck. So definitely highly suggest Bagnon. Use it at your own risk, but obviously be comfortable with it because it is meant to work. And I do think that 99% of the time, realistically, it works perfectly just fine. So hopefully it's just a rarity that it just doesn't work that one moment that you really need to click that health potion inside your inventory, which you shouldn't be doing anyway. All right, guys, so speaking of bugs, so what happens sometimes when you use add-ons, there are bugs that happen. And this is why I'm going to suggest these two magnificent add-ons. These are called BugSack and BugGrabber. They make it so that there is pretty much no error text going on your screen when you are interfacing with an add-on, trying to click on something in your inventory or trying to attack something, hover over something, and it just fails. That does happen, but these add-ons, I'm not sure why my map is like that, but these add-ons, the way they work, they essentially remove all that stuff. So it's very good. And then this is the minimap icon right here that I had removed, but you have no bugs. And you can also mute it so it doesn't have any text, anything like that. Same thing with the BugGrabber, same thing. You can also mute that as well. So I'd highly suggest getting BugSack and BugGrabber because they will pretty much remove any type of UI error to pop up on your screen. And this could definitely save your life, or definitely just like in general, make it a little bit easier for you to not have to deal with those pesky add-on errors. All right, guys, next add-on that we're going to talk about is called BlizzMove and BlizzMove debugging plugin. All right, this will go hand in hand pretty much. But what BlizzMove does, literally, I can't be without it, honestly, because it's just a requirement for me. It lets you move your UI. Fantastic add-on. Literally 100% would recommend this add-on for sure, especially in Classic. Classic, you cannot move any of your UI at all. Like your bags and stuff, you can't move those. And same thing with your auction house. Same thing with like any type of text that you have, any type of store that you're in, anything like that, you cannot change anything like that. But with BlizzMove, you can do that. And I would highly recommend using BlizzMove. It's a fantastic add-on, super high quality of life add-on that will definitely just make the game feel a lot better. All right, guys, now we're going to get into some of the best add-ons that you can get in World of Warcraft. Let's talk about RestedXP first, because RestedXP is technically actually like they do sell their leveling guides and all that good stuff, but you don't actually need to purchase any of it. Actually, from what I've seen, RestedXP, RXP does launch it, and then pretty much what's going to happen is that RXP would open up a guide like this on your screen. When you first start, it's going to tell you, hey, like, are you playing hardcore? Are you playing solo self-found? Are you playing to speedrun things? How are you playing the game today? And then you just go through your interface. And pretty much what it will do, it'll give you a step-by-step guide on how to level literally as efficiently as possible. It will literally tell you, hey, these are the things that you're going to have to do. You're going to need to run here. You're going to need to travel here. You're going to need to sell all your junk. You're going to need to buy food. You're going to need to buy this item because it is literally the best item that you can buy right now. You're going to use this item for the next 3 levels. And then you're going to buy something else from another character. You're going to sell all your gray items just for this one item because it is so much better. And then it even tells you how to like focus on survivability as well. It will literally tell you, you need to be training linen cloth to turn it into linen bandages. Then you need to do wool cloth. You need to learn blacksmithing to make weight stones for your rogue, or you need to learn engineering for training dummies. Whole bunch of cool stuff that it does, and I highly suggest using this. Zyger Guides also does something similar to this as well, but this one is free and I've been using it and it's helped me a ton. It also has a few UI things that does make it nice, the actual step-by-step process as well. So if you were going to use one add-on, that would be a high quality of life add-on for questing, because to be quite frank with you, questing in hardcore, if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, it's abysmal. It's not fun. It's very archaic. I guess that's a good word to say. You have to manually track your add-ons, or you have to manually track the quest that you're doing. You have to shift click a quest for it to pop up, which if you like doing that, that's totally fine. But that's why we're going to go into the next add-on. The next add-on we're going to talk about does automatic quest tracking. It also does and shows you where mobs will be, where items will spawn, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that add-on is called Questie, and that one, it goes hand in hand with RestedXP. So Questie is right here, and you can click this on your map as well. Okay, so that's how you show it right here. Click the add-on, and it pretty much shows all of the quests that you're working on, which ones are complete, and then it also shows the difficulty. And then what it also does, it shows the area in which those mobs spawn. And then more specifically, if you have a quest, let's say I'm in Stone Talon, it will literally show me if I need to kill 20 of, let's say, some spiders or something. It will show me exactly where they spawn on the map with little swords. And then that way you can easily track everything. So Questie is a fantastic add-on because it does automatic tracking. It shows you where items spawn, where mobs spawn, and where rares spawn as well. So that way you guys can stay on top of your quests and stay on top of staying alive as much as possible, so you can avoid certain areas if you're walking through them. That way you know that there's going to be a mob there. So these two add-ons go hand in hand: RestedXP, Questie Tracker, or like Zyger Guides. RestedXP is like pretty much a straightforward 100%. I would recommend using it because if you're new to hardcore WoW, this is going to make things a lot easier for you to get your bearings straight and like understand what you're doing in the game. All right, guys, next add-on that we're going to talk about is called Leatrix Plus. Fantastic add-on. All right, guys, so this is what Leatrix is. Leatrix Plus World of Warcraft Classic. You can type LTP, and what it does is it enhances the game in general. So enhanced minimap, enhanced tooltip, enhanced dress up, enhanced quest log, enhanced professions. It does everything. It can change your minimap to a square, which is awesome. It shows the scale. You can change it how big you want it if you're farming, like let's say some ore or something. It can enhance the map, your trainer's quest log, all that good stuff. There's a bunch of options in here that allow you to pretty much change the way the UI works. And it makes it in such a way that it's way more efficient when you're traveling, way more efficient when you're interacting with the game. So the other thing that it does, you can also block duels, block party invites, block friend requests, block shared quests, but it also allows you to party from friends, invite from whispers, all that good stuff. Automation, it also sells junk automatically. You can repair, accept resurrections, automate quests, everything. So super fantastic add-on. What I would suggest doing is ticking max camera zoom and faster auto loot, as faster auto loot allows you to loot faster, and max camera zoom allows you to zoom out a lot further, as you can see. And since survivability is key in World of Warcraft, sometimes knowing where mobs are is more important than fighting them. So that's why Leatrix is super good. Not to mention just the map and also a lot of other quality of life things for World of Warcraft. But in general, I think Leatrix Plus is one of those add-ons that I can't live without. All right, guys, next add-on that we're going to talk about is called Threat Plates. And Threat Plates is super good. This is what your plates look like before. If you like the way like the nameplates look when you activate and press Control V. I wouldn't suggest downloading it, but Threat Plates, what it does, it's really good so you can tell the class of the person that you're next to. 2, it shows you threat on a mob. Okay, so let's say you're in a dungeon and you have no threat on, let's say, a boss that your tank is fighting. It will be green, all right? But then if you are gaining aggro, it will turn yellow, orange, and if it's attacking you, it will be red. So that way you know what is going on. And it's the same useful thing if you're tanking, okay, because healers can pull aggro off of you, right? So if you're losing aggro, you can know that you need to use a damaging ability or a threat generating ability in order to keep aggro. That's why this add-on is fantastic. And I believe it also shows debuffs as well. I don't have any type of training dummy here in Thunderbluff, but I can go down and show you guys what it looks like. All right, guys, so this mob right here, that it's got rend on its head now. It also shows the debuffs that you have going on a mob. So not only does it show threat in the way that is attacking me, but it also shows Thundering Clap on it, rend on it, if I have Sunder on it, or anything like that, which is super useful. Information is key in Classic. You need to know what's going on without specifically looking or keeping your eyes off of the fight. You know what I mean? And most people just look at nameplates anyway. So this nameplate add-on, 100% recommend it, especially if you're new to World of Warcraft. It's going to make things look a lot nicer as well. It's going to make things a lot more just fantastic. Okay, you can of course change the way like the nameplates look. You can change the way that the debuffs work. You can change the colors, whole bunch of good stuff right there. Also change like your totems, which is awesome. Buffs, you can change that as well. So 100% would recommend using this fantastic add-on. All right, guys, next thing to do with combat, what we're going to be talking about is called WeaponSwingTimer. Super important to know. However, you don't necessarily need this add-on if you don't want to use it. If you literally just don't want to use it at all, don't stress it. However, I will explain why it's important. So in World of Warcraft, there are such things as swing timers for when you attack something. So I'm going to show you guys some examples of how this add-on works real quick. Pretty much look at my main hand real quick. So it's got a 2.1 second swing time, right? So that shows me that when it hits 0, I can swing again. All right, it does a natural swing. Attack speed is a thing in World of Warcraft, but the same thing also applies to the Prairie Stalker, for example. So it's attacking me every 1 point something seconds, 1.4 seconds, right? Like this mob won't daze me because it's too low level. However, if I was being attacked by a mob that's my level, it can daze you if it hits your back. And so what you do is anytime that it's about to swing, you go ahead and face the mob. So like if I'm running, anytime that it's about to swing, I turn around. And this is just how it works. This will definitely keep you alive if you pay attention to this and master this, but pretty much you would turn around when it's about to attack you. You'd run, lock, and so on and so forth. So pretty much the way it works is that swing timer, it allows you to practice the fact that like something is about to hit you, so you can turn around and face it instead of from it and being dazed by it. So that's why it's a really good add-on. You don't need it though if you've been playing the game for a long time, or if you're confident that you could do it, or in general if you just don't want to get it. But it could definitely save your life if you have never played World of Warcraft. And not to mention, it will also allow you to make attacks when you're running away from stuff. So could be a good add-on for you guys. I'm gonna mess around with it and try and practice this technique a lot so I don't die as much as possible. And that's pretty much it as far as this add-on goes. All right, guys, so the next add-on that we're gonna be talking about is called Simple Item Level. So Simple Item Level, this is what our UI looks like right now, right, with Bagnon. There's nothing about item level or anything like that on any of these items at all. And then if I open up my items, as far as what I have, my character pane, we've also got item levels, right? So it looks okay, but with simple item level, we go ahead and install it. This is what it looks like. So we've got a level 20 item right here, level 25 item right here. Same thing with my character now, level 23, level 19, all that good stuff shows up right then and there. It's very useful for inspecting people. It's very useful for understanding what item level that you have for your character and all that good stuff. That way you can see, hey, is this item actually better for me, or is this worse? Or like, what item level is that? So that's why simple item level is a great add-on. You don't need it by any means, but it definitely is a good quality of life add-on that I would recommend. All right, guys, so this next add-on is going to be really useful for you guys who are new to World of Warcraft and don't know what an elite is. So an elite is like, let's say, a mini boss, or pretty much an equivalent to a boss, technically, if we're being real here, when we're talking about how difficult it is to kill it when you're a low-level character. So elites are generally things that you don't want to interact with unless you have a party with you, unless you're a higher level than it, or unless you're just a Giga Chad, which is probably all of you guys. Pretty much HighLevelAlert, what it does, it shows you on your screen a text of a elite nearby. That's all it is. It also shows you the warning for PvP players, show text on the scale, as well as the minimap option. Super simple add-on. It's just a yellow text that pops up on your screen that says one rare alert nearby. That's it. And that alert could save your life in case you didn't know that an elite was there, or in case that the elite that you're looking for is nearby or has spawned, or that whole PvP thing where a PvP player is enabled and nearby you. So that's why this one's useful, and I would recommend using it, especially in hardcore. You don't necessarily need this in regular classic, but it's still a good quality of life add-on that I would recommend, and I've been using it quite a lot because, quite frankly, I don't want to die to an elite. Alright guys, so this next add-on is called Deathlog, and this is actually either a funny UI or a useful UI. I can't really determine which one it is. It's probably both. It's actually both, probably. So this guy literally just died, by the way. Unfortunately, this guy literally just died. Right? So this guy, what it does, Deathlog, the add-on, it shows you a log of people that have literally died. And what it will do, by the way, because I don't want to show this without what it looks like beforehand. So if you download it, you're not surprised what it would really look like. The death alert will look like this. So when someone else dies, which should be probably soon since it's hardcore, it will pop up on your screen and it will say exactly what happened. It'll say this person has died to this person, or this person has died to this mob. They were level 19 and they died in Stranglethorn or something like that. And the reason why it's useful, well, it's kind of funny because one, it shows you the last thing that they say. So that can be super comedic. This guy, like I said, Orgrog has been slain by Boulder Slide Rock Keeper at level 23. It shows you their name, their class, their level, their zone that they were in. It also shows you what it was killed by. And then it also shows you the last thing that they said. This guy's last words were "thank you, man." So it can be really funny. It's super hilarious sometimes. It's also tragic seeing high levels die. It's a very cool add-on. And I forgot to tell you guys, one of the coolest things is it shows you the heat map of where people die. And this can be very useful for you guys if you're new to World of Warcraft. What that means is that you're going into a place that is super dangerous. So that's why the Barrens is a place that a lot of people die in Kalimdor. Same thing with the Eastern Kingdoms in this area, right? So even though it is a bit of a meme, funny add-on, it also is very useful as far as understanding where you will be going into that can be dangerous. So right-clicking the little thing on your mini-map opens up the settings. If you want to disable the alerts, I have it. I don't have those alerts on, and the alert as well. You can also show it for your current zone only, which is useful. But I like to see it on screen and when I'm streaming on Twitch because it's kind of funny to like laugh, and it's also kind of sad sometimes when you see a super high level die. So Deathlog, Fantastic add-on, would highly recommend it if you guys want to tag along for the hardcore experience. All right, guys, so this next add-on is called Details. So Details, it's got a bunch of stuff that you can download. I'm not going to show any of this stuff because you could really just make an entire video on Details, to be 100% honest with you. But what it does, let's reload our UI here. It shows you damage, healing done by your party or yourself. If you want to practice one item that you just got, all that good stuff, right? So right clicking this text right here allows you to change that. You can show DPS, you can show damage taken. I was tanking this last time, which is awesome that I took all that damage, which is great. Healing done, right? So it shows all that stuff. But if you want to, let's say, have multiple windows of this, if you want to keep track of damage done plus healing, you could literally just go ahead and window control, create window, and make this one healing. That's it. And you can lock them so they lock together, which is super nice, and then drag it wherever you want. You can also change a bunch of settings here. You can change a bunch of stuff as far as the UI, how it looks, later nameplates integration. Oh, that's actually for a nameplate integration, so I wouldn't mess with that one in particular. I would mess with the general text, the skins, all that stuff. You can change all of it on here, and it looks really cool. I think it looks really nice. I definitely think that as far as the add-on goes, Details has become one of the most staple add-ons in World of Warcraft. So I'd highly recommend downloading Details if you want to keep track of how much damage someone is doing, how much healing someone is doing, how many interrupts are going on. You know what I mean? So very, very important, useful information that you can get on here. And I would highly recommend using this add-on for sure if you are doing group content or you are trying to, let's say, just see how much damage and how much healing you are outputting. All right, guys, the last add-on that we're going to get into before we get into any of the UI add-ons that I have, I'm going to show you guys Auctionator. If you are solo self-found, which means that you cannot trade with anything and you cannot use the auction house, this part of the video will not apply to you, obviously. Auctionator, what it does is it literally shows up as the most simplest auction house add-on you could possibly have. So why it's important: you can sell things super easily. You can also go ahead and scan the auction house in order to get a better understanding of the current up-to-date prices, so that when you hover over things, you can go ahead and see how much this item is worth, right? So that way, if you get like a nice BOE that you can't use but no one else can, or whatever, you can go ahead and see how much it's worth on the auction house. So that's why it's important, and that's why it's really good. Allows you to sell things at decent prices. It also shows duration of how much it is. It normally will undercut the first thing possible that is there. It'll also let you go ahead and shop for things as well. You can make shopping lists, you can make a whole bunch of stuff, and then you can change a lot of the settings as well. Go ahead and go to options, add-ons, auctionator, and then basic options, whole bunch of stuff here. You can change the tooltips, selling, shortcuts, a whole bunch of stuff that literally is just straight up default. You can change the default settings. It won't show the classic default durations. They're 2, 8, and I think 16 or 12. I'm not sure what it is for the classic, but I would recommend doing whatever you feel comfortable and then going ahead and just undercutting or doing whatever you want when you're selling stuff. So pretty much, guys, Auctionator is without a doubt the best lightweight add-on that I've used for the auction house. It is super useful. I am going to be making a guide on Trade Skill Master and all that stuff later on how to flip gold and all that stuff, but that's going to be something later on. But for now, we are just going to be using Auctionator, and I would highly recommend using it if you are not solo self-found and you are trying to like sell some things that you have on the auction house. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and look at some of the UI add-ons that are in World of Warcraft. I would highly recommend either SyianaUI or Azerite. However, SyianaUI is going to pretty much be like a dark mode World of Warcraft. All right, guys, so this is the UI. All right, so it is pretty much like a dark mode Blizzard UI, except it does have some high quality of life things. Like, one, it changes the way the text looks, so it changes the font of things. It also changes the way that healing looks as well, the text healing, the damage that you do, the dealt, and all that good stuff. It also changes the raid frame UI as well. and it's all essentially just a dark mode UI with an extra border around it and the font. It's a fantastic add-on. It's called SyianaUI for Classic, and I would highly recommend it. It's super simple, has not crashed on me at all. You can change a bunch of different add-on settings on here. You can change a whole bunch of good stuff, and I would recommend using it because one, sometimes the regular UI can be a little boring, or maybe it's just not your style. And then two, because of the customability of it and it being so lightweight and simple, it doesn't make things like super like, what is going on? I can't tell what's going on with my UI. So SyianaUI, 100%, the add-on that I've been using, very much enjoying, and I would highly recommend it if you guys are looking to have more of a retail feel to your classic UI. All right, guys, so this other UI that I'm going to be talking about is called Azerite UI. So Azerite UI is right here. You can download it, and it looks like this. So it does change, one, your frames quite a lot. Two, it also changes your font, damage, and all that good stuff. It changes your map, changes the location of it, but it does make things a little bit more simpler. Okay, it also does hide binds here, but you can change this in the UI settings as well. As far as I can tell, this UI does seem really good. As far as most people go, what I can tell, this UI does look very niche, but it does look very clean. It looks really nice as far as I can tell. It might be a good add-on for you guys if you are interested in something that just changes the feel of the game, a little bit more of an immersive type of vibe. If you guys like that kind of stuff, I would recommend this add-on because one, it's been in development for a long time. It's been something that's been around for a long time, so it's very tried and true. Two, it changes the UI to make it feel something more unique rather than just like a backtrap or a dark shadow. I mean, it just looks great, to be real with you. It's not really my cup of tea, you know what I mean? I just like the black UI with some accents here and all that good stuff, but it does look really great in my opinion. I think it looks great, and I would highly recommend testing it out. It could be your next best UI that you enjoy for many years to come. All right, guys, so this next add-on is called VuhDo, and it's the last add-on that we're going to be going over in today's video. VuhDo is fantastic. It's a click heal add-on. It can also dispel debuffs, add buffs, a whole bunch of good stuff. All right, it also manages tanks, other things that you guys are fighting. The other thing that it does is it lets you add keybinds as far as spells go. So it's a very old looking add-on, to be honest with you. It does look quite dated. However, it is very useful. As you can see here, like let's say I am needing to use Battle Shout, right? So Battle Shout, it'll literally tell me, hey, you're missing Battle Shout. Use this ability right now. Same thing with these items. Ignore irrelevant. Doesn't show debuffs that I can't remove on someone, which is useful because I'm a warrior. I can't dispel anybody, right? So the other thing, you can also remove the UI as well, like the panel number 2. You can remove that. Then as far as what I was talking about mainly with the spells, you can go ahead and change the spell that you click on somebody. So let's say I am a healer, right? And I am, instead of clicking left button, I type, let's say lesser heal, right? So let's say that ability is called lesser heal. If I left click somebody's bar, it's going to lesser heal them. But it can also do the same thing if you're pressing control. If you have a modifier, it'll do control. So control left click is going to do lesser heal. Or I could do even a bandage. Let's see that. I'll just use bandage here. Wool bandage. So control left click, spelled it wrong. It's going to automatically understand that it's an item, right? And press OK. And now all I'm going to do, I'm going to click, control click myself, and bam, casts a bandage on me without having to press that keybind. And so stuff like that is super useful in the game because you're not having to switch your target and do a whole bunch of stuff that you don't necessarily have to do. Of course, there's a bunch of different ways that you can change the panel colors, the way like the UI looks and all that stuff as far as all this stuff goes. But there is a lot of functionality in this that I would highly recommend checking out, especially if you're playing a healer. I would definitely highly recommend checking out VuhDo. I would say that it's probably one of the easiest add-ons to get started with as far as healing goes, and I'll be using it myself when I start healing on my shaman. So that's why VuhDo is one of the best add-ons that I would recommend for you guys if you are new to World of Warcraft and are looking for something that can pretty much just change the way that you think about helping your teammates out, helping your group out, even helping yourself out, and helping heal as efficiently as possible. Well, all right, guys, we compiled a ton of add-ons that I do believe are some of the best add-ons that you can get if you're a new player in World of Warcraft, if you're a veteran in World of Warcraft, classic or hardcore, whatever it may be. These add-ons are going to really change the way the game feels, make it a lot more quality of life efficient, and in general most likely help you out or keep you alive. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it at any point in time, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more content like this, and also come check me out. I'm live on Twitch every single day. Seriously love to meet you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.